So the first thing you're going to be doing is you want to be writing a list of topics. You need to write a list of topics. You want to think about topics that you have some knowledge in. You don't have to be passionate about the topic, and you don't have to create content or like when you're creating content or products, you don't have to necessarily be passionate about the thing that you're creating content about. And a lot of people say that you need to be like really passionate about something, otherwise there's no point because it shines through. I do believe that you need to have some interest in the thing that you're creating products about or creating content about, and you do need to have some knowledge. You don't want to be a complete and utter novice unless you're going to be outsourcing the work to somebody that knows more about that specific topic. One thing I will say is that if you have deep knowledge on a specific topic, it's better than trying to wing it. But if you know there's a profitable topic that you can actually use and monetize, then there's no harm in actually doing that. I found that I'm happier creating products and content about making money online, building a life of freedom as an online writer. Those topics are topics that I'm more well versed on. Also, personal development and a bit about money manifestation as well have also been topics that I've written about and created products on in the past and still continue to do so. So you're going to write a list of topics. You can write a list of between 10 and 15 topics, and you can go through them and see which topics you are drawn towards the most. So when you write a list of 10 topics that you have a vague interest in or a bit of interest in, you'll take the first 3 topics that you came up with, and those are usually the first 3 topics that you actually feel more comfortable with, and then we'll break those down. So the importance of writing a list of topics. When you write a list of topics, it helps you identify the topics you have some knowledge in and the topics that you are not so knowledgeable. So you don't have to be an expert, like I said, to create products about specific topics. However, you have to learn and conduct deep research if you want to create quality products and content for your audience. So you do not necessarily need to be an expert. And I think this is one of the things that deters a lot of people. They think they need to be 100% expert in something. They need to be like, have been doing something for 20 years before they start to help or teach people or show people something. But you don't necessarily have to be an expert. You can actually start creating digital products even if you're not an expert in something. But like I said, it's better to have deeper knowledge in something because you'll find that you will make more money over time because you're creating value-packed content or products. So now let's create a list of topics. This is going to be your first assignment that you're going to be doing, and it's going to be create a list of topics, and then you're going to break it down. So we're going to be thinking about creating a list of between 10 and 15. If you can't come up with 10 or 15, do between 5 and 10. If you can't do 10 topics, you can just list 5 topics. The goal is to get 3 topics out of those topics that you've listed, and then we're going to decide which topic that we're drawn towards the most, and then we're going to start breaking it down in order to come up with something that is going to be profitable for you. So that's what we're going to be doing now. This is going to be your assignment. I'm going to do my topics on the screen for you, and you can do the topics along with me, like create some topics along with me, or you can just switch it off and you can sit down and really brainstorm.